All right, we got some good, nice, juicy trade rumors to talk about today. I don't want to waste any time. Let's jump right into it. All right, so everything you're going to hear from here is from NHLTradeTalk.com and some pretty reputable insiders. And hey, I'm only going to talk about the juicy stuff here, and man, is there ever some juicy stuff here. Let's start in Edmonton, okay, with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. As per Ryan Rishaug, who is one of the most respected and reputable Oilers insiders, here's what he said about RNH. Trade deadline a few months away. Am told at this point there has been no resumption in talks between the Oilers and RNH camp. Talks broke off abruptly before the season, and it's been radio silence since then. RNH has made it clear he wants to remain an Oiler long term. The organization has said they'd like to keep him, but figuring out the term and dollar figure in a flat cap environment proved tricky. He developed chemistry with McDavid, who has said he really likes playing with him, kills penalties, and is on their top PP. He's also an important player in the room. Replacing him on the open market would not be an easy or cheap task. With that said, the economic uncertainty moving forward has many teams carefully considering every dollar they spend, so it's complicated. This is not an asset the organization would want to lose for nothing in free agency, and letting him walk out the door could be a big setback, especially considering the relationship and chemistry with McDavid. Tough decisions ahead for both these sides with clock ticking. Now look, this would be the most Oilers thing ever for RNH to go somewhere and light it up, and for the Oilers to get next to nothing for him, okay? And look, the chemistry thing with McDavid, yes, while that is valuable, and look, by all accounts, he's a good guy in the room. Everyone loves him. The fans adore him. I think he's the longest serving Edmonton Oiler. Played his junior in Red Deer not far. Like, they love this kid, okay? But the reality of the situation is he's going to command a lot more money than maybe the Oilers are going to be willing to give him, especially, like Rishaug mentioned here, in a flat cap. Okay, that's the thing here. But here's the thing, okay, there's two sides to this. Because on the one hand, look, talks breaking off during the season, that's nothing new or even anything out of the ordinary. People do that all the time, teams and players, because they just want to focus on hockey, focus on the season, worry about the contract afterwards. That's nothing too out of the ordinary. The chemistry thing with McDavid, yes, that is something relevant, but at the same time, tons of guys would have chemistry with Connor McDavid, okay? So, look, I don't think in that department it's going to be that huge of a loss. I think in other places like secondary scoring, maybe if you need him to move down the lineup, a leader in the room, somebody who knows the city, the organization, that's where it would be more of a loss. But I don't think it would be the end of the world. I do think that the Oilers, if they know they're going to lose him, they need to absolutely get something for him. You cannot lose this guy for nothing. Too valuable. All right, with that out of the way, let's talk about the big, juicy one now. Jack Eichel, one of the top centers in the National Hockey League. I know a lot of teams would be keen to get him, and you guys who are saying, nah, there's no way he's going anywhere. Look, dude, every time the Sabres lose, it gets closer and closer to a move being made. And you guys have heard me say this before. In NHL trade circles, when there's smoke, there's fire. So if this keeps kind of escalating here, it's very possible that Eichel gets moved, especially when a guy like Elliot Friedman says it, which he did. He was on the Instigators in Buffalo, and he was just simply asked if there was a chance if Eichel could be moved by the Sabres, and he simply stated yes. Just like that. Yes. And when Friedman says it, dude, you know it's legit. Alright, here's what the article said more in depth. The trusted hockey analyst, that being Friedman, noted that a trade was discussed last summer, and while Friedman isn't sure a deal was ever close, the Sabres did talk to him about his future, knowing he might be unhappy. Here's what Friedman added. They asked Eichel to take a step last year, and he really did. We've talked about how much of a step Eichel took last year. Still, when it came to team success, it just didn't really go anywhere. Now you look at where it is this year, you know he's going to be frustrated. Friedman notes the Sabres just weren't ready to pull the trigger on a deal last year, even though teams made offers. It isn't known if Eichel asked for a trade, but teams got the impressions he was restless. Ultimately, the Sabres discussed the idea of moving him, but didn't feel it was the right time. The 24-year-old center is signed through the 2025-26 season, and Friedman suggests the New York Rangers and Los Angeles Kings could both potentially put together packages, as both teams have the assets it might take. Now, this is an incredibly interesting situation. Whoever gets him, this is going to be huge. It seems like he might have a taste for the bright lights, okay? New York, LA, I could definitely see the Rangers being a big player for him. If he gets traded, honestly, I think that's where he goes, is the New York Rangers, truly. So this is a really interesting development, and you can trust I'll keep you updated on it because this is huge, truly. And it's pretty legit, okay? This isn't coming from some no-name guy from the street, okay? This is some legit stuff here, and I'll keep you guys posted. Lastly, sticking in Buffalo, Taylor Hall. Now, yesterday, there were some rumblings that he's not happy with his start in Buffalo or whatever, and it's been rough for him, and there might be some trade rumblings picking up. But Pierre LeBrun kind of shot that down today, and I say kind of because, yes, it does keep the door open for a trade, especially if they keep losing, man. Then you got to sell off assets for the future, and I know Sabres fans don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. Pierre LeBrun here mentions, I hate to burst your bubble because right now there is mutual interest between Taylor Hall, his camp, and the Buffalo Sabres to discuss an extension when the time is right. And LeBrun also added that most insiders should probably take Hall's name off the market, given that everyone seems to be watching what unfolds there, as Hall is a pending UFA this offseason. In other words, they might be interested in the winger for their playoff push, but he probably won't be available. LeBrun also mentioned that yes, Hall is indeed interested in talking extension with the Buffalo Sabres on March 12th, which is when he's allowed to do so. But look, to me, man, I get it, okay? Yes, they want to say this. They don't want to have a huge circus around it like Pierre-Luc Dubois. But the reality of the matter is, especially if Jack Eichel, there's rumblings there of him getting traded, dude, Taylor Hall for sure is going to have a bunch of rumblings around him. And a guy on a 1-year, $8 million deal, dude, I don't know. I don't know if this is something that he wants because he's mentioned so many times, oh, dude, I loved playing in the playoffs. Even when he was with New Jersey, the New Jersey Devils, when they got clapped in 5 games by the Lightning, he loved being in the playoffs there, right? So, dude, I don't know where this guy's head's at, but if he wants to win, I think he might want to get out of Buffalo. But then again, dude, he probably had a chance in the offseason to go to a contender, and he chose Buffalo. So I don't know what's going through this guy's head. Maybe he wants to sign an 8-year deal in Buffalo. Who knows, man? But this is just a really crazy situation here. I have no idea what's going to go on there. I would keep my ears and eyes kind of perked up here. I don't think 100% it's closed and for sure he's not going to get traded. Take his name off the market. No, I think there's still a really big possibility he gets moved before the trade deadline. That's going to do it for today, guys. If you like this NHL trade rumor roundup type video, make sure you let me know in the comments down below because I like making this type of style of video and I will make more of it if you guys want. And yeah, make sure you like, subscribe for daily hockey content. And let me know in the comments down below, mock trades. I always love those mock trades for your team, for whether it's Nuge, Hall, or the big fish, Jack Eichel. I want to hear these mock trades. And if you hear wind of any other trade rumors, make sure you let me know down there, insiders, okay? So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.